What follows is a short practice demonstrating some of the ways in which a yoga chair, or an iYoga chair in this case, can be used to support your practice. So this practice is a practice which is at the gentler end of the practice spectrum. It's intended for careful sort of work with alignment, and it's also intended to bring the state or quality of stillness to the practitioner. So we'll begin just by sitting. Take some, I'm sitting, as you see, on a bolster, but you can take some height under the buttocks so that the sitting position comes easily. The crossing of the legs is such that the feet come out under the knees. So it's not simply crossing the ankles, rather I'm crossing the legs at about the centre point of the shin bones. To do that, you've got to keep that front lower leg out from your body. If it's pulled under you, it's very difficult to achieve this. So this lower leg is straight across them. All right, now rest your hands on your thighs. Rather than hooking them over your knees, bring your hands back onto your thighs. Work the weight forward over the centre of your sit bones and lift up through the centre line of your body to the crown of your head. All these points, the tips of the shoulders, just work those back, relax them down. Relax the shoulders down so the neck, by contrast, is lengthening up. And softening the front of your face, your jaw back into your body slightly. And then join your palms in prayer position without disturbing the asana elsewhere. So bring palms lightly together, and you can angle your fingers out away from your body a little so the elbows comfortably rest down. But we keep this lift up through the upper chest. Keep the breath to the collarbones. Close your eyes. Turn your attention to your breathing. Holding upright asana, so there's an energetic engagement here which keeps us lifted up and in good alignment. But just relax your face, your eyes, your mouth, and observe the smooth touch of your breath as it enters and leaves your nostrils. And we're going to begin by chanting 3 Oms. Take a deeper inhalation. And then without dropping your chest, bow your head down. And then release your hands to your legs, open your eyes and raise your head. Bring your arms forward and interlock your fingers. Turn your palms out and then inhale and stretch your arms up. So press the palms away, not so much to lift the shoulders. So see if you can maintain the sense of a connection between the lower part of your shoulder blade and the back ribs. So that as you stretch your arms, you feel your rib cage stretching. Rather than your shoulders lifting up to your ears, that length is coming through the side chest. And then release your grip and stretch your arms out to the side. And then twisting to your right. Turn to your right. Bring your left hand across to the outer right side. Bring your right hand to the floor behind you. If you're sitting a little higher and you find that you have to lean back, then take a block or some other prop under the back hand so that you're able to stay upright, that you're not leaning back, keeping the back ribs in. And then maintaining equal pressure on each sit bone, indicating you're not falling one way or the other. Gradually work your way into the twist. Work with your breath. Inhale to lift, to lengthen your spine, and exhale to press and deepen the twist. Inhale to lift tall, exhale to twist. And then turn to the front, and then turn to your left side. Bring your left hand to the floor or block behind you. Bring your right hand across. And press the back of your hand or wrist into the left thigh. As you do, draw the tip of the right shoulder back to bring the right side chest through. Maintain equal pressure on each sit bone, so not falling left or right. And as you inhale, lift yourself, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, press to deepen the twist. And we visualize an even twist along the length of the spine. Each of the 24 vertebrae, as they sit one upon the other, twisting by a similar amount. And then turn to the front. Right, now we're going to bend forward now, but I'd like you to rest your head down. So this is our first use of the chair. Bring a chair, and I'll demonstrate side on. So whatever height you're sitting on, bolster might be a little bit high, but these shoulder stand pads are good. So sitting there, and we're going to go forward and rest your forehead down on the chair. Now, if you're a bit stiffer and that's more difficult, you can take more height. You can take a bolster on top of the chair. Fold your arms above your head on the bolster or chair. And then rest forward, relax your legs, let the knees release down as deeply as possible. Relax your abdomen. And in this supported position, bring your attention to your breathing. So there is always observation to be engaged in our practice. When we're doing things which are strenuous and technically demanding on the physical level, a lot of our attention has to turn necessarily to asana. But when we're in a supported asana such as this, we can bring more of our attention to the breathing. So watching the flow of your breath, movement of the diaphragm. All right, and then come up and cross our legs the other way. So whichever way you have your legs crossed, now cross them with the other leg in front. And then again, sit up tall. Bring your arms forward, interlock your fingers. This time take the other little finger at the bottom of your grip. So whatever your unusual way is, do that now. Stretch your arms up. So stretching the arms to stretch the side chest. We feel the stretch coming all the way down to the side waist. Mouth and tongue soft and relaxed. And keep the elbows in, but the shoulders apart. So again, we're not pinching our ears. And then release your grip and stretch your arms to the side. And we twist to the right again. Bring your right hand to the floor behind. Bring your left hand across. And smooth, steady breath. Inhale, lift, lengthen, and alert your posture. And on the exhalation, release into the twist. And then turn to your left side. Left hand behind, right hand comes across. Inhale to lift, to lengthen. Exhale to rotate. And then once again to the chair, stretch forward. Head is resting, abdomen is relaxed. There's muscles around the upper thigh and hip relax, allowing the knees to release down, the rotation in the hips to come. Smooth, steady breath. And then coming up, and straighten your legs and take your legs wide apart. So to Upavishta Konasana, it's called. Taking your legs wide. Now I'm sitting back off my mat a little bit so that my heels are on my mat. Sometimes heels on a hard floor can be a little uncomfortable. Okay, now ideally you're able to sit with an upright spine. If you find that you're dropping, your lower back is dropping back, you're rounding the back, take some height, again, one of these or a folded blanket, or even a bolster, and sit up so that you're able to sit upright, so that there's a gentle inward curve of the lower back rather than an outward curve, so that the weight comes forward onto your sit bones. So bring the weight on the sit bones and then check the alignment of your legs. We want our kneecaps and our feet to point straight up. It's very common that the knees and the feet roll out. So we need to, for most bodies, we need to press down through the inner knee and inner thigh to round the legs, straighten the legs, but also get that alignment. And then sitting up straight. Now we're going to twist to the right again. So bring your right hand to the floor behind. Again, you can put a block under your hand if the floor is too far down. Left hand in front. And inhale, lift up tall. Exhale, and press to twist. Inhale to lift. Exhale to twist. And then turn to the front. Now to your left side. Right hand comes in front, left hand behind. Keep the weight up, forward on the sit bones. Maintain the action of the legs. Inner leg is lengthening. The inner leg, knee and thigh pressing down. Weight is over the center of your sit bones. As you inhale, lift yourself. As you exhale, use the levers, which your arms are, to help bring you deeper into the twist. And then turn to the front. All right, now we're going to go on to the right side again. This time we're going to include a forward bend. So sit straight. Once again, twist to your right hand behind and left hand in front. Anchor the legs down, okay, and then bring your left hand across to the chair. So the chair's over my leg there. So with hand on the chair, we continue to work the twist, the rotation here. Now, a tendency for us to lose sight of the back leg, metaphorically. We want to keep the back leg active, the back of the knee and thigh down. And then bring your right hand onto the chair as well. And then bend forward, bring your head to the chair. Again, chair's a little too low for you. Then you can put some more height on with a bolster or whatever's handy. Now, there's a tendency here for the left side to lift up relative to the right side. We still have to work the twist. So as we come across to the right side, left leg holds firm against the floor, but this left side chest, left side waist are turning and twisting toward the chair, so that if you were to measure the height of the right shoulder, left shoulder from the floor, they'd be equal. Tendency for the left shoulder to lift up. So bring it round, but keep the left leg strong. Also, the right leg continues to be active. Press out through the inner right heel. And hold these actions and soften your face, your eyes, your mouth, your breath. Good. And then come up, turn to the front, bring the chair across to the other leg, and then twist. So left hand behind, right hand in front. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale to twist. As you twist to your left, keep the right leg anchored down. Press the back of the knee, the thigh to the floor. So hold this leg firm, and then bring your right hand onto the seat. So just use the purchase that you can get on the seat to bring that right side chest around a little bit more. remember, maintain some sense of what's happening with the right leg. Don't let it just go to sleep on you. And then bring your left hand to the chair and then gently come across and rest your head on chair or chair with further height. And as before, we are working to anchor the right leg, but to bring the right side chest, the right shoulder around. And then quiet your face, your eyes, your mouth. Smooth, even breath, observing the touch of your breath. No. And then turn back to the front. Place the chair in front of you and go forward, rest your head on the chair. Keep lengthening, stretching both legs, lengthen through the inner heel, back of the knee and thigh to the floor. And then come up. All right, now take your chair. Now, if you've got a convenient wall, I haven't got a wall here, so I have to demonstrate a virtual wall. So you imagine the end of my mat is a wall. I'm going to bring my chair up to the wall. So if you've got a wall, it doesn't have to be a wall, it can be just a bit of steady furniture to stop the chair from sliding back when we go to Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Now you're going to hold the front corners of the chair. You're going to step back a long way so that your legs are sloping forward somewhat. It's not that. It's legs angling forward. And then holding so I've actually got my fingers turned around the sides of the chair to help me broaden across the back of the shoulders. I draw the kneecaps up, I stretch my legs back, I stretch my heels down. Smooth, steady breath. All right, now from there, come down onto your knees, and we're going to sit in Virasana. Now, just so Virasana with knees together and feet apart, we're sitting down between our heels. Yep. So you take, if you can sit on the floor, that's fine. Otherwise, you take blanket, cushion, bolster, whatever height you need to get down to. So, you can sit on a cushion, that's good. You could use just a foam block. And then we sit. Rest your hands on your thighs and relax your legs, turning the little toe side of your foot down. And bring your arms forward. Once again, the Badanguliasana arms, turn your palms out, stretch up. As you stretch your arms up, relax your legs and let the buttocks descend down. So little toe side of the foot is down. Also, you can hold the outer ankle in and then change your grip and stretch up. And then release arms down. And then reach forward, hands on the chair. Step back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. As you press the chairs away, let the inner arm lengthen toward the chair. Turn the outer upper arm down. Heels stretching back and down. Draw your kneecaps up. Press back with your thighs. And then once again, come down onto your knees to Virasana. So the feet are apart such that if you were sitting on the floor, you'd be sitting between your feet. Again, we're on the top center of the foot, the little toe side of the foot turning down. Now we're going for Gombhikasana arms. You'll take your right hand down and round behind you. You bring your right hand up between your shoulder blades. Then we bring the left arm up, over, catch the fingers. If that's too strong for you, then take a belt and use the belt between your hands, holding the belt as holding your hands as close together as possible. Then we stretch into the top elbow and we work the left shoulder both back and in. So the lower arm coming in. Sorry, it's your right shoulder, back and in. And then release and take your arms to the side. And then to the other side, the left hand behind, the right arm up and over. Catch your fingers or your belt, stretch high into the left elbow point, work the right shoulder back, shoulder blade in. And then release. Stretch your arms out to the side. And then reach forward, place your hands on the chair, and then press back once again into Adho Mukha Svanasana, walking your feet back. So, strong legs, the front thigh lifting up toward the front hip, the back of the shin bone lengthening from the back of the knee to your heel. All right, now we're going to up face dog pose, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Walk in about a third of the distance to your chair. Okay, and then keeping your arms straight, swing the hips through toward the edge of the seat. Bring your chest through between your arms, and then draw the shoulders back and down as you lift your sternum up and grip the legs. So straighten your legs, look up, and then roll back over your toes to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Walk the feet back. Okay, then once again, we'll do it once more. Walk the feet in a little closer. Swing the hips down toward the chair. Bring the chest through between the arms. Puff your chest forward. Draw the tips of the shoulders back and down. Grip your knees. Lift your sternum. And then back to down face. And then step in and stand up. All right, now we're going to do some standing poses now with the aid of the chair. Place the chair in front of your mat, like that, and have a block at either end of your mat. If you've only got one block, you can just move it as need be. Right, stand into Tadasana. Bring the chair back quite close to you. So the back of the chair is close to me. And then stand up tall. So we're in Tadasana. Just hold the chair for a moment. But one of the benefits of using the chair is that it takes a little bit of the sort of work out of certain aspects of the asana and allows us to bring more attention to other aspects. So here we're sort of taking any concern about balance away, and we can focus more clearly upon the action in the legs. So feel the touch of your foot to the floor. So we look to bring the weight down primarily through the heels, so 2/3 of your weight into the heels, but through the very center of the heel. So many of us, as we note from the wear on our shoes, roll the heel in or out. So find the very center point of the heel, and from that point, lengthen your toes forward. Lengthen your big toes forward, lengthen your little toes forward, but then relax your toes. Relax your toes, and then feel the center of the heel, and now the inner and outer ball of the foot. The inner and outer ball of the foot, the base of the big toe, base of the little toe, are receiving some of your weight, say 1/3. Now bring your arms by your side. Keep the legs strong, kneecaps up. Keep the front of your pelvis up. And then turn your palms out and inhale to take the arms up. And smooth, steady breath. So stretch high into the fingertips. As you take the arms up, just be aware that you're not pushing the lower front ribs forward. So it's not this action. Keep this in, keep the thighs back, and arms and side chest long. And then turn your palms out, bring your arms out and down. Now hold the back of the chair and walk your feet out wide apart. And then turn your left foot in a little bit, about 10 degrees or so, and turn your right foot out 90 degrees. You should find here that the heel of your right foot points to the arch of your left foot. So the right foot's pointing straight out to the right, so is the knee, so is the thigh. This is very important that the alignment of this right leg be held. So this is what I call a not negotiable aspect of the pose. The leg is both straight and turned out to the left. The back leg is a little more negotiable. It's straight, kneecap is lifted. We press back into the outer heel there, and we work this left thigh back as much as we can, but we're not to alter the alignment of the right leg. So that puts a brake on it. So we're not just doing that, for example. This leg stays firm. This one presses back against it. Hold the chair with your left hand. Take your right arm out to the side and then exhale and stretch across and down. Now we just keep the hand on the chair for the moment because, you know, I know many people think, I can do this without my hand on the chair. Of course you can. But can you bring your full attention to what's happening in your legs? Let's just take the emphasis out of the upper body a moment. Keeping the right knee turned out, keep the inner right foot on the floor. The base of the big toe stays down. Here we're going to try and stay on the center right heel. Kneecap is lifting. Okay, then again, press the back heel. Can you press into the outer left heel? Can you lift the inner ankle up a little? Can you lift the inner thigh up? And can you work that front thigh back? Okay, now hold the action in the legs, and then by pushing against the top of the chair, bring the left shoulder back more. Bring the left shoulder back, but bring that right shoulder blade forward. Okay, then if you feel absolutely rock solid, you can take your arm up. Not essential. Look up and breathe. And then inhale and come up and turn to your left. Turn the right foot in a little. Turn the left foot out 90 degrees. Left foot, left knee, left thigh, point to the left. And then hold the chair with your right hand. Raise your left arm and exhale, stretch out over the left leg. Then bring your hand down to your ankle or your shin. Okay? If you're a little tighter in the hamstrings, it might be easy if you stay up higher. The other advantage of using the chair here is that it stops us from doing this sort of action where we come forward of the legs. You want to keep your upper body back in the plane of your legs. So having the chair there helps to keep the chest back. All right? So as you come down, feel the action, please. We keep the inner left foot down, so avoid that action of the inner foot lifting, push down, keep the weight to the center of the left heel, but also the outer left ankle is being held in, the outer left shin is being held in. Then press back into the right heel, outer right heel with the inner right ankle. Holding this left leg to this turned out to the side, just press back on this one to just lift this hip to its maximum. And then pressing the chair, bring the right shoulder back. Bring the left shoulder away from your ear, left shoulder blade to your back and forward toward the chair. And then either hold there or take your arm up. Breathe. Look up. And then inhale and come up. And step in. Uttanasana. Stand tall. On the center heels, kneecaps up, front hips up, chest broad, arms long. Okay, now walk your feet wide once more. And this time we're going to half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. Turn your feet to the right and then take the chair over so it's adjacent to your right foot. Fairly, and you want about 15 centimeters between chair and the line of the feet. And then reach over and hold the chair with your left hand. Bend the right knee, step in, and then bring your hand down onto your block below the right shoulder. Okay, so your arm should be not here, not out there, but rather it's vertical. Now look down, and the left foot, as in Trikonasana, it points straight out to the left, as does your knee and your thigh, and then raise your left leg, stretch your way through the inner left heel. As you press back through the inner left heel, we want the inner left thigh to lift, the left hip to lift, the left shoulder to lift. So we're rotating the chest. You can just either look forward, meaning toward what would be your screen, probably, or you can turn your head and look up, but you're not throwing your head back. You're not shortening the back of the neck. But stretch away through the left leg, Lift the left hip as high as you can, left shoulders coming up high. And smooth, steady breath. Okay, and then lower your leg and step back. Come up and take the chair across to your left, turn your feet to your left. Left foot, left knee, turn out to the left, reach across with your right hand. Step in, raise your right leg and hand to block. Now the hand can go down lower, just according to your needs, but really all we're trying to do here is to create a condition of stillness within ourselves. We're focused, we're providing sufficient sort of work and endeavour, precision to engage the mind. We keep the left knee turned out, left kneecap lifting, stretch back through the inner right leg. As you press into the top of the chair, bring the right shoulder back. Turn the left shoulder blade into the back to bring the left side chest forward. And then look up if you can, breathe and maintain that smooth, steady breath. Good. And then lower the back leg, step back, turn the front, come up to Tadasana. Just move the chair out a little further from you. Turn the palms out, inhale, the arms to vertical, and then exhale and squat down. Squat down in Utkatasana. Stretching into the fingertips. So it's as if you're about to sit into that very chair. But weight comes back into the heels. Rather than pushing your belly forward, bring your abdomen in, lengthen your arms, tailbone down. And you can hold the chair for stability. The weight is in the legs. And then inhale, come up. Bring your feet together. Now to Utthita Pajvakonasana. Step your feet out wide apart. We're going to go through Virabhadrasana 2 first of all. Turn your left foot in a little, turn your right foot out 90 degrees. Bring the chair across about halfway to your foot. All right, now stretch back. Keep this leg turned out as we did in the last pose. Reach back into the left hand. So just hold the chair with your right hand for a moment. Stretch into the left hand, press back into the outer left heel. Take a deeper inhalation and exhale, bend the right knee and come down to Virabhadrasana 2. And then raise your right arm. Now you can hold the chair with your left hand, but if you're steady, extend both arms. Now keep reaching back into the left side, left arm, outer left foot pressing. And then keep the right knee turned out. Smooth, even breath. All right, now hold the chair with your left hand. Take the block in your right hand. Take the block to the outer right heel. And then come down. Now, hand on the chair, push to bring that left shoulder back over the right leg. At the same time, bring the right hip and buttock forward toward the chair. Press back into the left heel. Take your left arm up. And then exhale the arm over. Long stretch from the back foot to the fingertips. Look up if you can. You can keep holding the chair as you wish. And then inhale and come up. Now hold the chair. Turn to the front. Turn your right foot and left foot out. Oops. The chair comes about halfway across. And then extend your right arm. Press back into the right heel. So left knee is turned out. And then exhale. Bend your left knee, come down, but keep reaching back into the right hand. Inner right ankle lifting, outer right heel pressing down as you stretch back, and then raise your left arm. Look to the left. And then right hand to chair, blocking the left hand. Hand comes to outer left foot. So come down. Now keep the back leg active. So press back into the outer right heel. Keep the knee pressed to your arm, but keep that left buttock tucked in. And press off the chair to bring the right shoulder back. The arm can come up.
Turn your palm to the side and exhale to bring the arm over. Now you can stretch on that long line there, or you can hold the chair. Either way is fine. Look up if you can. All right, and then hold the chair, come up, and step back in. Tadasana. All right, now take the chair, place the chair with its back facing you at the right hand end of your mat. Step the right foot under the chair and step your left foot back. Now, we want our knee to, or shin bone to essentially touch or almost touch the chair when it's vertical like that. So it's not that. So you can just move the chair as need be. And then press back into the left heel. So now for this pose, we're turning the hips to the side. To do that, we're going to turn the back foot, for most of us, as much as we can. If the foot is turned out to the side, it's very difficult to bring this hip around. So we turn the foot. So if you can, try and get it around at least 45 degrees. And then press back into the heel. Lift the kneecap, firm that leg. Work the outer left hip forward. Bend the right knee and come down. Okay, and then holding the chair, push back off the chair. Now here we get a very strong action in the back leg. It's warrior pose, first warrior pose, but tendency to bend that back knee. So keep working strongly there. The inner thigh lifting, the outer thigh turning forward. Push back off the chair to lift the front, help lift the front hips up. Looking forward and breathing. And then inhale, straighten the leg, come up. Go onto the left side. Take your left foot under. Take your right foot back. And bend your knee, come down. And again, press back into the left heel, the kneecap. Turn the outer left hip, right heel, right kneecap lifting. Turn the outer right hip toward the chair. And just feel the weight on that front foot. We have a tendency to push into the toes excessively. Bring weight pressure into the heel with the left leg. Lift your chest and front hips. Hold, breathe. And inhale and come up to the front. Step in, back to Tadasana. Now take the chair and place it on the right hand end of your mat with the seat facing you. Now take your right foot deep under the chair so that your straight leg almost touches the seat. Again, it's not that. Leg is straight, it's not that. It's that. Okay, back foot again is turned at least 45 degrees. Turn the hips to face the chair, lift the chest and inhale. And then bend from the hips, exhale. Take the hands to the top of the chair. Now, with straight spine, push out through the inner ball of the right foot, base of the big toe. Push down and lift the kneecap. So anchor that leg. Back heel pressing, back kneecap lifting. Now, if you can go deeper with straight legs, you can just let the chair tip over. If the chair tip, as you reach out. Now, if you're more flexible still, and this is not necessary at all, but for some, you might find your head comes all the way down. That's not the objective. The objective is to work to your own capacity. Kneecap lifting, stretching forward, smooth, steady breath. And inhale to come up, turn to the front, other side. Take your left leg under the chair, leg is straight and the chair is touching, almost touching. Just place your hands at the hips a moment. Turn the hips so that right heel is turned back, the right hip turns toward the chair. And then chest lifted up, inhale, and tilt from the hips, hold the top of the chair. Okay, and to your capacity, gradually skip the chair over. As you go forward, keep the weight forward into the front part of the right foot. Don't become too heel heavy. And lifting the It's the left leg and lifting the left kneecap. So ball of the left foot pressing, kneecap lifting. Back heel, right heel presses also, right kneecap. And inhale and come up and turn to the front. Turn to the front, turn the chair so the seat faces you and stand in Tadasana. And then walk your feet out wide apart. Take a big wide stance, a bit like Upavishta that we did earlier. Turn your feet in so your toes and your knees point straight forward. And then reach forward and place your hands on the seat. Okay, and then just to your capacity, so you don't have to go right down, it can be up, but align your feet, the outer edges of the feet parallel, inner ankle up, center heel bone pressing, inner thigh lifting, sit bones lifting, and then reach out to the chair. Now you can slide the chair away from you further to get more length through the side chest, if that feels appropriate for your engagement here. But stay fixed in the legs, the kneecaps lifting up. We want to lift the sit bones, bring the back ribs down, lengthen the sternum forward, lengthen the tailbone back. And then inhale and come up, step your feet in and come back to Tadasana. All right, now I'm going to demonstrate now doing a simple supported back bend using chair, and if you've got it, the back bend extension to the Chair and Benger. So this on here. Now, if you haven't got a back bend of it, you've got a chair that you can sit through like this. Put a blanket over the chair to cushion the edges a little. Now, if you're fairly sort of new to back bends, it's probably better that you take a bit more height under bender there for the to just lessen the intensity of back bend, and also a bit of height in the form of some object, could be a coffee table, under your heels. We sit through the chair. And to get into this, you actually hold the chair down here, don't let it sort of fold up. You slide your buttocks off the back edge of the chair, you lay back over the chair, you hold the sides, you straighten your legs and bring them to floor or to your supports. And then we slide back. Now you can push yourself back off the chair, but as you do, we need to work the shoulder blades in onto the back, not to punch the shoulders, but rather to coil the shoulder blades under. Okay, and then you rest back, bring your arms over you, hold your elbows. If you find that too intense, holding the elbows, rest your hands on your belly. Now, some will find that's, you can comfortably go deeper in the back bend, in which case you might move the support from under your feet, or better still, it's probably better to do this one first. But if you find you're bending your knees, then we begin to lose the essence of the pose. You need to be able to straighten your legs. So let's see. Just a little height is sufficient. The legs are straight, the elbows can extend away, the shoulder blades draw in. And the edge of the chair is an important point. The edge of the chair should be roughly at the bottom of your shoulder blade. If we go too far, if the shoulder blades come away from the chair, then the back bend moves away from our chest and into our lower back, which is not ideal. Also, if we go too far over, it becomes very difficult to straighten the legs because the back edge of the chair is in the way. All right, and then from there, sit yourself up. You just take a moment and then you can pull yourself out of the chair. Now, we're going to finish this sequence with a shoulder stand variation, Sarvangasana, and some of you will be familiar with different ways of setting up the Sarvangasana. We can do Sarvangasana, shoulder stand, use the chair to bring the legs down to Halasana. We can use the chair to practice Chatushpadasana. In fact, we will do that. Let's do a Chatushpadasana first before we go to Sarvangasana. So if you just lay down on the floor with your legs on the chair and then reach through and hold the front feet of the chair. Hold the front feet of the chair and do not let the chair go. And then walk your feet up to the front edge, or if you can't quite get to the front edge, you can take your feet to the side rails of the chair. And then from there, we press our feet, we lift up. We lift up, we roll the shoulders under. So we want to come onto the top of the shoulders. As you press into your feet, press the front hip and thigh forward. So bring the hips more over the shoulders. And smooth breath. And then come down and rest a moment. Now we're going to practice a chair-supported version of Sarvangasana, or shoulder stand. Now, Sarvangasana is an inverted pose and it shouldn't be practiced while you're menstruating. So if you've got your period, I'm going to show you an alternative pose to do now. And this is also for those who've got any form of neck injury. The form of Sarvangasana that I'm going to demonstrate in a little while can put a little pressure on your neck. So if you've got a vulnerable neck, do not do that pose, do this pose that I'm about to demonstrate. So those with any neck issues, those who are menstruating, take a bolster. If you haven't got a bolster, a stack of blankets with some length is good. And we are going to practice Siddhabandha Sarvangasana with support. Now you need another prop, could be another bolster if you've got two, but something about the same height as your bolster down there upon which your heels will rest. We sit up on the bolster. Now, I'd ask you to take a belt and put the belt around your thighs and do it up quite firmly. The belt's there to stop the knees from turning out. And we lay back, shoulders to the floor. Now, it's important that the bolster come up to approximately the bottom of your shoulder blades. We're looking to get lift in the chest. If the bolster is too far down your back, it's very uncomfortable. You get just a bend in the lower back. So this is where the extension or opening comes. It's more to the mid and upper chest. And the back of the head lengthens away. And we rest here in Siddhabandha Sarvangasana. Okay, now for those pressing on and doing the inverted Sarvangasana, we're going to do Ardha Halasana, a supported form of Halasana. Now, it's a little bit fiddly getting into, and you do need to be a little careful. We're going to use the chair, and we're going to use shoulder stand pads if you've got them. If you haven't, blankets for shoulder stand, but you do need at least 50 to 60 millimeters of height under your shoulders. Do not do this without sufficient height under the shoulders. These pads are 60 millimeters thick. It's fine. Some people like a bit more height, but do not do this with your shoulders on the floor. You must have height under your shoulders. Otherwise you can strain your neck. Okay, now the other thing is that I'm going to lay with my legs through the chair in Halasana, and for me, the chair's too low. I need to make the chair higher so that my thighs, as you'll see in a moment, are supported and my legs are roughly horizontal. Now, if you're shorter, you won't need that much height. You might not need any height. You might just need a folded blanket on the chair. So, to get into this, we lay with the head under the chair, shoulders are supported on that height, and you need the shoulders to be about 5 centimetres in from the edge of the cushion. Back of the head just touching the floor, because when you roll over, your shoulders go closer to the edge. You do not want your shoulders to slip off that height. We place our hands to the floor beside us. Now, at this point, you can have a little more height under the buttocks. Can help some people. I could put a block there, for example, under my pelvis to help me roll over. But from there, I'm bringing my knees over. Now, this is the tricky bit. You've got to thread your feet through the chair. I thread my feet through the chair. I pull the chair in so that it touches or just about touches my belly, and then I relax. As I said, your legs should be approximately horizontal, and you'll find that about half your weight's on your thighs and half of it's on your shoulders. You just rest the arms by our side with the backs of the hands off the floor. And it's a full restorative pose in which you should be able to completely rest. So resting in Ardha Halasana, turn your attention to your breath. Now, those of you who are laying in Setya Bandha Sarvangasana, laying along the bolster, could you bend your knees now, put your feet on the floor, roll to one side, push the bolster away, and then lay on your back with the knees bent. Those of you with the legs through the chair in Ardha Halasana, take your hands to the floor behind your back, right? Not beside your head, behind your back. Press your fingers to the floor and then slowly thread your legs through the chair and as gently as you can roll down. Okay, and then all just laying down flat. You can have a little height under your head if you wish for another minute or two of Shavasana. And then bend your knees, roll to your right side. And then gently sit yourself up. Thank you for joining in this practice. Namaste.